Cupcake, if you see this video and you know who you are, sorry not sorry, you were a fucking weirdo. Hey Alpha Tribe, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Alpha Tribe. My name is Alva and this is a safe space. So what I'm gonna do first is take all your bad vibes, turn them into something good, and give them back to you because you deserve it and I deserve it. First things first, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please and thank you. Let's make sure that this is a conversation, so if you have any comments, put them in the comment section below. And lastly, if you were entertained at all by my video, just give it a thumbs up because that would help me out a lot. Welcome to another episode of Trauma Tea and Therapy. Today we're not having tea, today we're having chocolate ice cream from Haagen-Dazs. Chocolate chip ice cream, which is not my favorite, but I wanted ice cream instead of tea. And I think that as long as whatever you're having for these sessions with me, which go ahead and let me know what it is below, it should be something that is you know what the word is that I'm not remembering, makes you feel good. Today I'm gonna tell you guys about another traumatic relationship that I had, traumatic relationship part 2. And I just have my little notes here. It's not a lot, but I wrote down words that are gonna remind me of what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I had this ice cream, it was not as good as me having it right now. But that's neither here nor there. The main character in today's story, besides myself, is Cupcake. Cupcake is super annoying and I would not recommend. I met Cupcake in high school, freshman year of high school. I'm not sure if I spoke about it in my video before. I should have watched it, but this is very close. See me and you. Cupcake was the guy that I was into before my ex in the last video bagged me. Crazy. That was a guy that I had a crush on, and I was like, I had my eye on you, but he was not with it, willing to talk to me. This was 12 years ago already, 2011. He was like another 13 or 14-year-old boy. He wasn't really into bagging girls and stuff like that. So I remember one day I asked him, hey, do you like it? And he was like, yeah, but not like that. Not he didn't well, what had happened was that I asked him if he liked me, and he was like, yeah, but he's not really looking for anything. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna date this guy because he says that he likes me. So I ended up dating him. All right, so then I went through all the trauma that I went through with my ex. 7 years in a relationship, well, on and off, and then we went through that whole situation, and then I was single for 2 years, 2.5 years. I was completely single and living my best life. This was in 2017 going into 2018. I was living my life. I was living my best life. I was on and off college. I became a manager at the job that I was working since I was in high school, which was Pinkberry. I worked there on and off, but I became a manager. And then I worked at Victoria's Secret, living my best single life. I was popping, glowing, sweet slim thing. I was going on dates by myself all the time. I wasn't I was talking to some people, so I guess I was dating, but I was single, you know what I mean? I wasn't in a relationship. I had gotten into a clique. So first I started off, I was really close friends with one girl, friend A, who put me onto the job at Victoria's Secret. And then I became really close with friend B, who ended up being my ex-best friend. And we'll probably get a story time, but we already fixed our issues. So it wasn't gonna be malicious anyway, but I really love her. That's what was going on in the background of my life. Then one day I'm watching Black Panther the week that it comes out by myself, IMAX, in the AMC movie theater, and I got the ticket for $5 for my friend that worked there at the time, and it was a vibe. Okay, Awesome. Okay. 3 days before I went to the movies, he texted me and he was like, hey, like, how you doing? Slid into my DM on Instagram. And I was like, a long time no talk. I'm doing good, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. He had a girlfriend. It turns out that the day that he texted me was the day after his girlfriend's birthday. And he texted me while she was like asleep in the other room, drunk, passed out, and that he was drunk too. And I was like, that's not a good look. So whatever, he told me that basically he wanted to see if we could chill or like get to know each other again. And for some reason I was like, sure, I don't care, whatever. So then I didn't text him for 3 days. Like, I didn't talk to him because what the fuck am I supposed to talk to you about? I'm living my life. Like, I'm not really thinking about him. So when I finished watching Black Panther, he texted me again and he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I forgot about you. I had an extra ticket and I really wanted somebody to come with me, but I did not think about him. Like, I was like, damn, nobody could come. Like, I asked everybody. I put it on Instagram, I put it on Snapchat. Everybody dubbed me. They had either already seen Black Panther or were just couldn't come. So I was like, fuck, I feel so bad because I could have brought him. Turns out that he was like bored all day. She was like, oh, if you want, you can come to my house and we could smoke. And I was like, that I'm into. We could go ahead and smoke. So I think I watched like the last movie. It was really, really late at night. I got out of the theater at around midnight. And then I found my way up to his house. This was in like downtown, like Midtown on the west side. And I came up to his house in Washington Heights. Well, when you see a red flag, ladies and gentlemen, take the red flag, wave it in their face, and then run the other direction. You shouldn't take a red flag and be like, wow, this is a pretty nice looking flag, because we already know what the vibe is like. But you know what, I didn't know anything at the time, so that's why I got myself in the predicament that I was in. So I went to his house and it was pretty chill. I don't remember if he just lit me up or I feel like I had my own weed already, but I think we only smoked his weed, or like I didn't have weed or something like that. So we rolled up, smoked, because it was just him at home. His family wasn't there. Okay, just a disclaimer, my videos can only be 15 minutes long right now, so this might have 2 parts. But anyway, we chill, whatever. I was like on the last day of my period, and I don't know what his vibe was, but he was like out of his shell. Like, it wasn't the same person that I saw freshman year of high school that was like really, really shy and barely wanted to talk to me. This was like a guy that was like ready. Like, he ended up breaking up with his girlfriend to date me like a month later. Another red flag. But yeah, so that shit was mad awkward. I was ready to go. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go home, because he was getting like kind of touchy. Like, he like put his arm around me and stuff. He tried to kiss me, and then at the end he was like, can I smack your butt? And I was like, no. Because what the fuck. And that was the beginning of that roller coaster ride. Honestly, like, it feels weird because I'm used to like hoodish guys, like, you know, guys that are used to being in the street at least, or like street smart, like hood smart, not really like stay at home nerds, which there is nothing wrong with that, because I love myself a homebody. I'm a homebody. My boyfriend is a homebody. But like, we know how to get down in the street, and he was very not that. So I got myself a little Uber and I went home. And then I think I'm going to end this video there, because that's like the introduction to who this person is, because Cupcake story is kind of annoying. So if you like this video and you want to know all the weird ass things that he did to me, stay tuned for the next video, which should be a lot more detailed, because I just realized that it took a long time to get into who he was and how like I got to him. And it's like, looking back at it now, I should have never, but I did, child, and I'm making a video about it. Cupcake, if you see this video and you know who you are, sorry not sorry, you were a fucking weirdo. I hope everything is good with you though, but I just need to like get it off my chest, because sometimes I'm living my best life, and I'd be like something will trigger me to remember one of the dumbass things that he did. And it's just like, you know what, if I could help anybody in the world not go through something like that, I would. I felt better already to talk about it. Just stay tuned. That's all I really gotta say. I can't even close out this video with something like more interesting because it smells. All right, bye guys, love you so much, and I'll see you in a few minutes.